doesn't seem to work, so be careful.
So while I was grinding the rest of the party, I found this thing which didn't show up during my first run through this floor. It's immune to everything that isn't physical, and it has a bunch of magical skills including Megadolon, so it's kind of a threatening enemy. You want to scan it as... I'm speechless. I'm completely speechless. I don't even have any words. That is the dumbest thing you've ever done, Mitsuru, and that includes all the times you use Marin Karen. You know that thing is immune to everything magical, and yet you mind charged. Well, I suppose one thing that can work pretty well against this boss is if you bring someone who has Elect Break, you can use that, use Thunder Rain, and then smash with physical attacks. But other than that, your best hope is to critical it.
I let my guard down.
There is another enemy that can show up here that we haven't seen yet, that I'm really glad we haven't seen yet. It's the Jotun of Grief, which you might remember as the last Tartarus boss from the Journey. And just like in the Journey, it's immune to everything except Pierce. Well, in fact, it drains everything except Pierce. So, if that thing shows up and you don't have Ken, you're pretty much forced to just, I guess, basic attack it to death. I'm glad that I haven't seen it yet. Oh, actually, maybe I take that back. Maybe your mind charging was all part of the plan, because you can do that, at least. Even though it will probably be down before you get a chance to do stuff. Alright, oh, in fact, you'll be down before you get a chance to do that, because... So I guess that mind charge was stupid after all. I do like that Invigorate item on her, though.
I let my guard down. I will be cheering you on from here.
Wow, this thing takes a while to go down. Elect Break plus Thunder Rain seems to be the best thing you can do against it.
It's weak against strike attacks.
And finally we have this thing scanned. Okay, I just found this in a chest, not even a gold chest, a regular chest. Not only is this really good defense, but resist elect high. I now have the benefits of both of these armors combined, so yeah, that means no weakness Norn and good defense. Before we go on to the next boss, I thought I'd spend my massive amount of money on some better armor. In fact, I think I should be prioritizing leg wear, because most of our leg armor is not very good at this point, and I tend to not make that a priority, so I probably should now, seeing as, like I said earlier, I don't want to be spending a lot of money on weapons. Also, we can sell this. The police station is going to be very, very confused. And wow, I got 3 of those. And I guess we should sell the 2 all-seeing eyes. And that's made us a double millionaire. Galahad's sword. Again, I'm not going to bother because we are going to be getting even better weapons guaranteed soon. So let's see what we got in terms of armor. Soul of Athena. Which, I think that's... I think that's actually her ultimate armor. So... Actually, no, isn't there like Aegis Armor version 0 that's the answer exclusive that comes from a Messiah Heart item? Anyway, that's for Metis, I might as well get that. And in terms of everyone else, might as well get the Dark Dog suit. And I'll just get a bunch of silver plates then. Actually, I'll get a couple of those, and then I will see what they have in terms of leg wear. Whoa, so many good leg armor that we just skipped over. Might as well get better legs for Aegis. That sounds weird. And I'll quit those now. Hanzo's sandals. Okay, a lot of these seem to be plus agility. Might as well get a few of those. Oh, and here's one thing that I should have done a long time ago. Begone, foul abomination! Also, we found that while I was grinding. Plus 50 SP missile launcher. That is a lot weaker than what she currently has equipped, but plus 50 SP is a really nice effect. I might as well keep that one. Wow, I have so many Phalanx B2s. Yeah, the game is probably prioritized towards giving you more guns because that's the protagonist's weapon type, so obviously you really need those. Look at all these useless bones for Koromaru I found. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. I only just noticed that looking at the recording screen, but mysterious glass leg parts for Metis is called Ella's Slippers. That's actually pretty hilarious. I don't know why they referenced that of all things, but oh well. And now I'm going to be going into the Velvet Room because there's a few fusions that I want to do here. I picked up some fusion fodder personas in Shuffle Time that I want to get rid of. And I have a few personas in my current stock that I might want to get rid of too, so let's just see. I'm going to do Triangle Spread. I can't really get much in the way of good stuff out of Normal Spread. So let me just see if Daisoljo can make anything, because Daisoljo's been leveling up a lot, but his stats overall, they're not that amazing. Like, see, look at that, Alice's magic is huge. But there's not that much I can make out of you except for Skahar. And I don't know, Skahar's alright, I guess, but infusing Growth 3 onto more things is definitely good, but I want to see what I can get out of Triangle Spread. Koryu? Yolunga, but I don't exactly want Yolunga. And lots of ways of making Odin. Gabriel, but that requires me to give a Baden. I normally love to get Gabriel because it will give me a good ice persona, but is there any other way that I can get Gabriel without a Baden? Oh wow, there's Beelzebub. But level 81, not getting that yet. So yeah, Alice, Raphael, and Luxmi. I know that Alice is very, very strong magically, but she doesn't have that much in the way of good magical skills to use that. I would like to pass down some skills onto Trumpeter. Even though Trumpeter is one of the weakest Judgment personas, having both Hammer-On and Muda-On on the same persona, as well as potentially easy access to Diaphomy, I probably want to pass down Repel Dark, Diaphomy, Muda Boost, and Alice's Buffalar mutated into Ice Break, by the way. And Null Charm or Order Maraku might be good too. Ah, that's good, except I want Muda Boost. Because Diaphomy without Muda Boost isn't quite as awesome. Oh, you're also a decent Ice persona, but I don't know. Growth 2, Auto Maraku, Muda Boost, Diaphomy. Like I said earlier, I won't really be needing Null Charm thanks to Abaddon's Heart item, which is going to take forever for me to actually get because Abaddon levels up really slowly. But now I can kind of do some imitation of Evil Melody here. That stupidly infamous attack from Nocturne that instantly kills whoever has the highest HP or low? I think it's the lowest HP. And then Holy Melody is full healing for everyone, for whoever has the lowest HP on the battlefield, including the boss itself. You can see why that's annoying. So the remaining personas that I have, all three of them fused together, can make Siegfried. I don't want to get rid of Abaddon, and I don't want to get rid of Odin, which is a shame because I would like both Cybele and Thanatos, but Siegfried, I mainly want to fuse you for Power Charge. Because Power Charge might be useful going into this boss fight. What can I potentially get on you? Blade of Fury, at Pupil. And you already have Auto Masuku, so really? These are the best skills I can pass down. And so, Siegfried awakens. And that should be all. Let me just quickly check if there's anything that I can make out of these two new ones that I fused. Oh, I can fuse the two of them together and get Asus. But, I don't know if that's going to be all that great for me, though. So for this next boss, I was thinking about which party members that I'd use for the most recent boss fights, and I haven't used Junpei against the boss in a while, so I'm thinking that I'll bring Junpei. At this point, it was actually pretty quick to do this. Everyone is at least level 66. You level up really, really fast in that area. And for my other two party members, I'll be bringing Yukari and Mitsuru, because I want some powerful elemental skills here. But I also want a physical fallback option, and that's what Junpei is going to be for. Because 2 out of the 3 bosses here are vulnerable to elemental skills, but not physical ones. But the last one you want to use physical attacks on. So let me just quickly equip you all with armor. Resist Fizz High. Actually, Junpei doesn't particularly need Resist Fizz High because he has high counter. Definitely needs Hanzo Sandals though. And you're going to be getting... Okay, the current Demon's Mail you have doesn't have Resist Fizz High, so might as well give you one that does. And your actually Goddess's Boots is amazing, so you're sticking with that. Don't really have much better than that, I think. The Slash Ward or the Strike Ward will actually be useful here, so I might as well give you the Slash Ward. These bosses are going to be using a lot of physical attacks. Also, if you have... in fact, let me just do something here. I'm so sorry, Koromaru, I'm going to be taking your Radiant Halo. Because I'm gonna be needing to give that to one of my party members because they like to use Hammer On and Muda On backed with Hammer and Muda Boost. If you have Thanatos' Ring of Darkness, that's great here. Plus 5 agility. Nah, Hanzo's Boots are so much better than that. And you need Silver Plate or Demon's Mail. Resist Fizz High is definitely good for this fight. And I don't think anything here uses electric attacks. I could be really wrong. So I think I'll give you the Radiant Halo just so you don't go down to instant death. And I will see you back at the boss. Okay, this is a Purple Shadow. There are 2... Okay, this is the first potential Purple Shadow encounter here.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
The more common one, I think. This one is kind of like a reflection of the boss we're about to be facing. 3 Cyclopses. Chaos Cyclops, Mad Cyclops, and Mighty Cyclops. This fight seems to be designed to test everything you've learned over the course of this mode. So, the Mad Cyclops is only... Well, not... The Mad Cyclops is potentially vulnerable to instant death, and out of the others, one of them is not vulnerable to physical attacks, and the other is not vulnerable to magic, so you kind of got to use a different tactic for each one. Here, though, I think I'm just going to go for Die For Me to see if I can take out one of them, the one that's not immune to instant death first. Yeah, so the Mad Cyclops is not immune to instant death, so you want to use instant death on it. The other 2... As you can see, the Mighty Cyclops is immune to instant death and drains everything physical, so you want to use elemental skills on it. And the Chaos Cyclops is the exact opposite. Physical skills don't do all that much to it, but it drains everything elemental, and it uses a lot of powerful elemental attacks. It's kind of a cool fight, actually. It's almost a mini-boss in the form of a random encounter. I can easily see... In fact, maybe this was actually a rejected idea for a boss that they decided to turn into a Purple Shadow. Because it easily feels like it could be one, apart from one of them being vulnerable to instant death, which, of course, bosses never are. I guess in this case, I can go for Norn and just Pantaray the Mighty Cyclops. Yeah, let's try that. Hard to judge which of the 2 is more of a threat at this point. They do take a while to go down. Okay, now I'm just going to be Magarodine and everything. Thank you, Yukari. Yukari is actually a pretty good compliment to Norn.
It doesn't seem like darkness will work.
Oh, actually, I think the reason why this thing says no wind drain is because Yukari just used Windbreak. I didn't know that break skills actually take into effect on the enemy scans here. But yeah, it has every single element, and it's immune to instant death and drains every element. So you want to be using physical attacks on the Chaos Cyclops, or break skills. I was wondering when I get a chance to show this fight, because it's actually kind of a cool one. There is, however, a second Purple Shadow encounter here that I've mentioned before. It's a Maya that's level 99. And I'm going to have to just It's going to be annoying, but I'm going to have to try and show that, because I don't want to finish off my playthrough of the answer without showing that thing. And that's going to require me to grind Purple Shadows a lot, and it's going to be annoying, because Purple Shadows are... It's where they show up to begin with, and even rarer for them to be the level 99 Maya instead of the Cyclopses.
Defeat it.
The discrepancy in damage between Norn and Yukari is insane, though. Okay, going down to around half. Oh, no. I still have the Radiant... Okay, well, at least you're panicked, but... I still have the Radiant Halo on Yukari. I probably should have equipped the lightning gloves while I was going through the floors before the boss. Also, I'm probably going to have to Precious Egg myself before entering the fight, but we've got a lot of those anyway. And thus we continue with the Norn Wind Spam. One of the Cyclopses is almost down. Alright, I guess I had Auto Maraku up to start this. So at this point, it's yet more hit it until it dies action. How exciting! But thankfully one of them is almost down. I think that was aimed at Yukari anyway, so that would have been pointless no matter whether you were statused or not. Definitely looked like it was aimed at Yukari based on the way that it was facing. Oh no, Vorpal Blade! I think I'm going to have to heal this turn instead of going for... Although Yukari is going second, and at this point, do you have Medea Rahan? I don't know if you have Medea Rahan. I should probably just use Medea Rahan of my own here. Let's not chance it. Yeah, I am really running through my SP. Definitely going to need to go for a Precious Egg, or even maybe a Soma. Got a few of those to spare, and we're approaching the end of the game anyway. Okay, that thing's almost gone. And once it is, I can just switch to Melchizedek. Well, actually, no, I might want to try out Siegfried against the other Cyclops. You're going to snap out of your panic, aren't you? Yes, you are. Thought so. Argidine. Well, that's fine. At least it wasn't on Trumpeter, who's weak to that in this game. For some reason. And there's Vorpal Blade again. I'm not as low on health as I was before, so... I hope this doesn't... Actually, no point in doing that. Let's just use Punter Ray, because in fact that would actually heal the other one because of Drain. And... Tornado of Doom! Goodbye.
Last one.
Only one. Nice one, Yukari.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
Let's just... These things look pretty funny when they're lying on their backs like that. No, I thought that wouldn't kill. But it almost did. I only did a few more good... Well, I was about to say that was useless because it was aimed at Junpei, and then I realized there was a Ma in front of that Argidine. That was good, but I need Yukari to get the experience from this fight. So I'm gonna have to use a Revival Bead, even though she'll probably go down again to another Mardine attack. The answer, Yukari, actually thanking someone with sincerity. That's surprising. Oh, well, at least she's guaranteed to survive this. And I drain that, which is awesome. And I guess I can finish you off with Punter Ray then. Seven, and let's do this. I will, in fact, I probably am going to use a Soma when I get to the boss. Didn't expect to run into this Purple Shadow on the way there. Please give me an experience card in shuffle time. I really want to see how much experience these... Oh. Well, at least there's a 10 coin card. That'll recuperate some of the money we spent shopping. Norn leveled up out of that, Oh, yes. I forgot Norn learned that. That's amazing. Yeah, Norn is definitely worth going to the trouble of gathering all the requisite personas to fuse it for. Absorb a Lek as well, wow. Oh, okay. More enemies than usual, and they're basic enemies, which means this floor will be a great place to grind, except I feel I'm actually getting a little over-leveled at this point. Yeah, I think I just want to leave. And I guess the level's up again. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be a lot of good personas in the mid-70s. They mostly come in the low 80s. The good ones, I mean. Ah, gold chest. War God's Boots. Let's see what these do. I have a feeling these aren't for Aegis or Metis. 90. Plus 10 endurance, though, is not bad. But I'll keep what you currently have. Okay, finally at the boss floor. That was a lot more hassle than I thought it would be, so I'm using a Soma now. And gonna go ahead and save here. I'm gonna lead with Melchizedek for this fight, thanks to Auto Mataru, but I'm gonna be switching over to Siegfried immediately, because there's one of the 3 bosses that I want to take out first. This is an interesting boss fight. It's also the last generic shadow boss in the answer. He almost didn't run that time.
I think even if we don't chase that figure, we'll meet it in the deepest part of this place. We're getting close. Let's keep moving forward. Enemy shadows incoming.
This is, in fact, the last batch of enemy shadows that guy has. And okay, that looks awesome. It's a trio of samurai. Will they use fire on us when we repel it and cause us to smirk? We'll see. We have here the Onen Musha, Kaiden Musha, and Tenjin Musha. These things appeared in Persona 4, but under different names. They were called Raindrop Musha, Rain End Musha, and Rain Wind Musha. Here, though, they're called these things. Now, I want to scan and finish off the Onen Musha first, because it's easily the least durable of the 3 of them, and all 3 of these enemies are very dangerous. You want to pick them off one by one. For that end, I'm going to be using tactics. I'm going to go Junpei, assign target on the Onen Musha, because it's the only one that you want to be using physical attacks on. So he's going to be the best there. Everyone else is going to act freely for the moment. And I'm going to switch over to Siegfried right now. Siegfried is actually fantastic for this fight because it's immune to slash. I only wish that I had some better physical skills on Siegfried, because then I could use Siegfried for the entire fight, but I may need to switch back to Melchizedek. Temper Slash. Yeah, so like I said, all of these things focus on slash attacks, and they're all pretty powerful. The Onen Musha, however, is relatively vulnerable to physical, unlike the others.
Damn, I couldn't finish it up.
And it does have the least HP of all of them, but oh great, it's power charge, that's not good. And you've used Revolution. The Tenjin Musha is mainly the buffer slash supporter of the group, which is why I like to leave him for last, even though he is pretty dangerous on his own right. The thing about buff specialists is that usually, once you get rid of all of the other enemies, the buff specialist themselves is not really going to do all that much. Why haven't you been scanned yet?
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Okay, I'm currently power charged, and since one of them has power charge and Revolution is up, I'm staying on Siegfried. I'm going to be going for a Temper Slash, even though I'd rather use a power charge God's Hand.
Nice shot. The enemy
And I quit anyway, nice. Don't even need to worry about wasting my HP here, because as long as I am immune to slash, there's almost nothing these things can do to me. There's a lot they can do to everyone else, thanks to their attacks being really, really powerful, but not much they can do to me. In fact, going into this fight with Aegis solo might be a very viable strategy. Good thing I got the scan in just before you died. The Onenmusha's look is probably inspired by Date Masamune with the eye patch and the helmet. So, it's vulnerable to physical attacks, it's the only one in this fight that is, and it mostly focuses on trying to poison you. And it can use Mamuda on, I think, but it mainly uses power-charged things like this! Yep, that's Mitsuru dead and critical. It can also life drain, though it doesn't tend to life drain for very much. And you can use Makarakan to... well, it's much more effective against the other Mushas than against the Onen Musha, because the Onen Musha's immune to elements anyway. You want to be using elements on these two, so the Makarakan is bad, but at this point you should have some personas that drain their own elements, so you can just easily get rid of the Makarakan that way. As for you, though, I'm going to have to try and... maybe I'm just going to try Temper Slashing you. Because I want you gone quickly. You want to thin out their numbers as fast as you can, because the more samurai are around, the more they can pelt you with things like that. Again, it's no real threat to Aigus herself, but to everyone else on the field. And Mataru Kaja's going to make things even worse.
I'll show you my true power.
Thank you, Yukari, for getting rid of the Makarakan for me. However, I'm going to put you on healing duty right now. We need it with how much damage these things are doing. And Norn does wind offense better anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and scan the Kaiden Musha next, because it's the one who is next on my to-die list. I have 2 Balms of Life, I might as well Balm of Life Mitsuru. I just hope she doesn't get Power Charge critted to death. I think Revolution should be wearing off soon anyway. Oh, great Power Charge again. You really don't want to, well, you don't want to use physical attacks on them, because the other one has Premonition, which is effectively all 3 dodge physical skills in one, but the Kaiden Musha has High Counter, which is why you really don't want to use physical attacks against it, because they have a 50% chance of being repelled. Even though it doesn't null, absorb, or repel physical attacks, don't use them. So it mainly focuses on just power charging and smashing you with very powerful slash attacks, like most of its brethren, but it's relatively vulnerable to elemental skills. The problem is, in order to use elemental skills, I'm going to have to switch off of Siegfried, which is going to be scary, because I could very, very easily die, especially when I'm in defense debuff like that. I could just use a Dekunda gem, but they're also attack buffed, and there's no such thing as a gem that clears both buffs and debuffs from the entire field, which I could really use right now. So I'm going to mainly focus down on you. I'm going to save your scan for later. Do I have any really, really good elemental gems? Not really, but I do have a Mega Dolon gem, which... Might as well use one of these for now. If any of them are power charged, do not have anything that is not immune to slash equipped, because I learned that the hard way.
I need your help.
I probably should scan the Tenjin Musha as well, but I might leave that until we've finished off its lackeys. Well, they're all kind of equally powerful. It's not like one powerful boss and lackeys. Hi there!
No, you can't end like this.
That was power charge, wasn't it? Yeah, that's why it did so much damage. I really, really, really learned that the hard way in one of my earlier attempts at this. Well, at least I only hit once. Which is the one time a power charge version of that will not kill you. Revolution's back. At least it still affects us, but it's not likely going to be much of a help, because the enemies that are left here both are the kind of thing that you don't want to use physical attacks on. Was that Mind Charge? I think that was Mind Charged. Not really going to do all that much damage. Okay. This could be really, really, really bad, but... this could be really, really, really bad. I'm actually switching off of my safety net, because I want to do massive damage to you. Nice high counter! Oh yeah, also, since these things are not immune to physical attacks, you can use magic mirrors if they have a power charge. That might be also a good strategy. Okay, good, your attack's back, and you're debuffing our defense again.
Hang in there.
So this is tricky. I don't know whether I should go for another Panta Ray or whether I should just switch over to Siegfried, because we're now defense debuffed and revolutioned. Or you could just power charge. Oh, I am at full HP.
I need your help.
This is a major, major risk, but I hope it pays off. Okay, you're kind of going down. Okay, your attack buff is reverted. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, good thing you didn't critical, I guess. And I don't think the last one is going to kill her, but... Okay, Makara-Khan's back. That is going to give me a perfect excuse to switch over to Siegfried. And just count on my party members to get rid of the Makara-Khan for me. Spirit Drain. Why are you doing... Oh, I guess because you've realized that you can't actually do anything. Because you're at pretty much full-ish SP. You don't really need any more. Oh, that thing is almost dead. I could get rid of their reflex with that, though. Because I really want that to go down. They're not attack buffed. Neither of them are power charged this turn. Let's go for this. And hope my party members can handle this. Well, Mitsuru could handle one hit there. Come on, Junpei. Archidai in that thing. I don't think this is going to finish it, but it'll do... definitely not finished yet. And you're going to... Makara-Khan again. Dang it. Like I said, physical attacks are not reliable to use against these. And now Mitsuru's stuck doing nothing. Yep, forced to just go for Spirit Drain. You guys just keep using the Makara-Khan right when I'm about to finish you off. Okay, defense is weakened. Their critical hit rate's back up. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going to just switch over to Siegfried for now. And let's... You know what? Let's do it.
Take this.
8 Negadolon! This pierces reflex. It's not quite dead yet, though. Okay, what are you gonna do, Junpei? Actually got through premonition there. Ah, Mediarama. That's why I hate that thing. But I do prefer to finish off the other two first, because they're the more offensive threats, and like I said earlier, if the buffer is the last thing on the field, it's not that much of a threat. Comparatively speaking anyway, it's still kind of dangerous if it crits you with, Revolution. Nobody did anything to remove those, Makara-Khans, did they? That is very unfortunate. Because I really, really want that thing to go down, and at this point, they're starting to heal spam. Thank you, Absorb. Non-absorbing wind. Because if it didn't, then I'd be in serious trouble here. But everyone really has an effective way to get rid of Makara-Khans in this fight. Again, we're stuck in a bit of a stalemate right now. I wish I had Negadolo on one of my personas. That would make this a lot easier. But yeah, this is kind of a stalemate, because every turn this thing is going to be going for either Mediarama or Makara-Khan. I've just got to wait it out until it doesn't use Makara-Khan, and then I am Panta-Raying this thing's face off. And then we can focus on it. The other strategy of this fight is to take out the Tenjin Musha first, but it is the most durable of the three, and you'll be dealing with a lot of power charge attacks from the other two while you're... Oh, stop that, please!
Hang in there.
I guess I should have saved the Mega Dollar gem for now, because that would have broken the stalemate. Because Mitsuru is currently being pretty useless. At least I have a lot of SP to spare. And at least this thing's not using Mediarama, but if it does... Yeah, now that I've said it, of course it's going to use Mediarama. Junpei, please use fire on it. Thank you, because if you don't keep doing this every turn, then they'll use Mediarama and get rid of all of my... Oh, work. Still in a stalemate. Okay, her SP is running a little bit low. Mitsuru's SP is the exact opposite of running low. Oh, I guess it missed because she's at full. Didn't realize Spirit Drain could do that. No, it is so close to being dead. Kind of glad you didn't go for Junpei there, because please, Junpei, finish it off with Archidyne. That would be amazing. No, and it's going to be Makara-Khan again, isn't it? Yes, it is. I have to admit, its AI is actually pretty decent. It's very good at playing defensively. At the very least, it's not buffing very much anymore, which is good. Actually, no, you're not at full SP. Why is that missing? Oh, you've drained all of its SP. That must be it. That thing must have no SP left. That's interesting. Never seen that happen to a boss before. This is actually a pretty cool boss in my opinion. It doesn't rely too much on cheap evasion skills. And it does force you to use a particular strategy. Oh no, okay. That's bad. Why didn't you use Diarahan on yourself?
Hang in there.
Well, I guess because you knew Mitsuru was going to do that. Okay, now I can finally scan this. In terms of elemental affinities, it's pretty much the exact same as the Kaiden Musha. You want to use elemental skills on it rather than physical attacks, but not because of high counter, because it has that premonition skill, which is essentially dodge slash dodge strike, no, evade slash evade strike and evade pierce all in the same skill. So yeah, Gigantic Fist can hit it, but yeah, premonition. Okay, you're buffing yourself. And you're also currently under the effects of Revolution, which means kind of dangerous to take off Siegfried. I think I'm going to put both Yukari and Mitsuru on full assault at this point. Because elemental skills are easily the way to go here.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
While I just keep Siegfried on and do this. I have no risk of hurting myself this way now because it doesn't have high counter. Like I said, going into this fight with Ica solo might actually be decent. Oh, great. Junpei, why aren't you using your elemental skills?
I'll show you my true power. This thing won't give up.
Seems like the partner AI knows to avoid high counter, but it doesn't know to avoid dodge slash evade skills. You're still buffed. And you keep using physical attacks. Well, at least that one hit. But I'm glad Mitsuru's going into full Mind Charge spam mode. Because Mind Charge is definitely effective against bosses. It's a bit of a waste of SP against normal enemy encounters because even Mind Charge attacks don't do all that much damage, but... Well, I mean, it's not that. It's more that... What was I even saying there? What I meant to say was that even though Mind Charge attacks do a lot of damage, against basic enemies, the fight just doesn't last long enough for them to really be useful. Against bosses, though, it's an entirely different story. Sorry, this fight's been going on for a while. My thoughts are just a little bit scrambled at this point.
That one just won't die.
Okay, now you're... Oh, dang it.
I won't lose. I
Oh, that's annoying. That's going to force everyone to use physical attacks because the AI doesn't have a break Makarakan setting. It's almost gone, though. You know what? I'm just going to break Makarakan like this. Don't need any Gurula gems when I have Norn. And I wasn't immune to that, but that's fine. Wow, we might finish this with an all-out attack. That'd be pretty impressive.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
Goodbye, last shadow boss of the answer. Well, last generic shadow boss of the answer.
Dude, I gotta pull it together.
That fight, I don't know, I really do like that fight, personally. Of course, it can get annoying if the Tenjin Musha decides to spam Makarakan. And Melchizedek has some really great stats overall. And everyone is leveling up. Also, Momo for Dyna's nice. Admittedly, I do have Daisorjaw. I guess I'll let it continue. At Pupil. That increases your crit rate, which doesn't mean much to a persona with no physical skills. It's great to have on Siegfried, but not so much on you. So, that is the last generic boss of the answer done. So, what's our reward for that? 2 Somas to replace the one that I used getting here, and 5 Balms of Life. I will definitely take that. That is going to be useful going forward. So, let's open up the warp. And now the next area is the last in the entire answer. But I'm not going to do it in this part. Because there's a boss at the end of this next area, a very, very significant boss, and I want to leave that for being its own part. I will need to grind floor 25's chests as well, because I guess I'll just say now, the chests on floor 25 of Empyrean, they're like the ones that gave guaranteed joke weapons, but these ones give guaranteed ultimate weapons. So I want to go through that floor a few times to get my party members' ultimate weapons in preparation for the final showdown. So, we're approaching the end. From here on, the answer is going to mostly be back-to-back boss fights, but I'm going to need to, like I said, grind weapons for a little bit, and I might also try and see if I can get the level 99 Maya to show up. I want to try fighting that thing at least once, and also the Reaper. I want to try fighting the Reaper at least once too, so there may be a bit of a filler part before the next one, as I want the next major boss to be its own thing, and from then on, I don't want any filler parts right up until the very end. So, yeah, also, at this point, it might be a very good idea to consider grinding Metis. Just saying, grinding Metis might be worth your while at this point. And on that note, I will leave you. So, I will see you next time for some random optional stuff, and then we're going to get to the very end of this mode. So, I will see you then.